Hello, everyone, and welcome once. Sorry, let me just double check that. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Tarheel by Dark. This scene takes place immediately after Showtime and Showdown. Dr. Ekman is meeting with Annika and Nathaniel to discuss some business from after the last time. So, Nathaniel, where are we meeting, by the way?
Oh, it would probably be at his office at the racetrack. He's probably feels a little bit safer in his home territory, and plus he would figure he wouldn't be as readily bugged or watched by other individuals.
Yeah.
Being he did just jump into other areas through rabbit holes, wormholes, what have you.
So Dr. Ekman basically shows up. Dr. Ekman shows up physically this time, and says and says, Nathaniel, I believe we have some business to discuss from our last interaction.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. Have a seat. Feel free to make yourself at home. And you too,
Yes.
of course, lady dear.
Dr. Ekman proceeds to pull out a check with the signature of Duke Tyson on it.
And Nathaniel's ice blue eyes kind of go a little bit wide.
Shows it, and it has 10 favors on it. 5 of those favors are the 5 I owe you to keep your mouth shut to Duke Tyson. The other 5 I trust will be, shall we say, down payment on you telling me what he's doing?
Hmm. Well, and he just sort of looks around the room and carefully makes sure the door is shut, slamming it very thoroughly. Between you and me and the fence post and the lady in the room, I believe the man is an erratic lunatic who could possibly blow up at any moment and take half of us with him. So I would be honored and glad. He seems like an erratic lunatic and probably needs to be watched by a team of psychiatrists as well as myself.
I'm
Well,
glad to see we're all on the same page then.
well, let me put it this way. The reason why I had Duke Tyson set up the wards the way they were is because of the fact that I was testing him. Namely, there's one of 2 ways this could go. One of which, somebody who is not any one of us 3 shows up and is not incinerated upon touching the wards. At which point, Duke Tyson lied to me. Alternative B, Duke Tyson shows up and tries to sabotage or tries to steal my technology. And in the event that he does, I will have him blatantly caught to rights for trying to do so.
Oh, yes, if he should happen to pull his own fast maneuvers, I have my own contingency plan set in place. When dealing with erratic individuals that tend to go on boiling volcanic tirades, it's safe to have countermeasures.
Well, you see, here's the thing. There's a little bit of personal history that I didn't tell either of you about that Duke. See, do you remember when I said to him that oh wait, you weren't there for that, Nathaniel. Never mind. Basically, I on occasion will thank Duke Tyson for taking me in after my sire Thaddeus Black was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
I have very strong reason to believe that Duke Tyson was the one who did it.
Oh, well, that does seem a bit underhanded, but not completely out of character of my initial assessment of the intense individual. Uh, but,
So here's what my plan is. We are going to. I've been getting a whole bunch of information, one way or another, and I'm waiting upon certain specific information to drop into my account, to drop into my email. The moment that does, I intend to make use of that evidence. I intend to make use of that as evidence that one Duke is attempting to subvert another. Namely, namely, Duke Tyson has told me that I will be getting Marquez's account information. Think Marquez Levatolia? I intend to.
mhm.
I intend to release that information back to Duke Levatolia and tell him exactly what's going on. Now, I only make about 8 favors a month. How much would you charge for me to maintain ongoing surveillance of Duke Tyson?
Ongoing surveillance. Well, we'll consider this a down payment, and we'll discuss the further continuation when you have refilled your coffers somewhat. After all, numbers and zeros, numbers and zeros. But for this month, you're paid up.
I still have 8 favors left to go. The funny bit is you're actually being paid by Duke Tyson's own money.
And at this he'll nod appreciatively. Well,
I'm more than willing to redistribute a tyrant's resources to make sure that they actually do some good for once.
oh, well, we'll just say, for this month, 4 would do it. Let's just call that a continuing retainer.
And the one remaining favor of a continuing retainer. Fair enough. Here's what I'm proposing, and this is something that I think I can speak to us three plainly. The prince now owes me a minor boon along with everyone else. I intend, for all intents and purposes, to actually get the prince and the rest of the court on side one way or another. My hope is that we will overthrow Duke Tyson by having the rest of the court decide to take him out for us.
Well, I have my own measures set in place should he happen to get a wild hair, and I must say I do find this plan heartwarming to a certain degree. Anyone who distastefully berates a subordinate in front of a complete stranger, and then proceeds to spew his guts like a raving jackass about everyone and their clans, their hates, their loves, there's no discretion in the man. He has no class, no dignity. So, yes, there simply needs to be something done about him.
Yep. And truth be told, you see, the thing is, ideally I wouldn't want him dead. I just want him forced into a position where he would take my advice more seriously. But you know, I'm not losing it. I'm not that lacking in humanity that I would expect to kill the man. But still, if we could at least get him removed from his ducal position and remove the head of the primage, removed from positions of head of the premier, etc., and make sure he is sent firmly out of Tarheel, and that he will not come back in force to try to take me out, then you know, I'd be more than willing to do it that way. You know, as what is it the Klingons in fiction say? Discombobulate the man.
Well, let's just call this another little bonus since you did hire me on retainer. He tipped his hand in our little meeting.
Oh, what did I miss?
He had me remove my sunglasses in our little tete-a-tete, shall we say, and that indicated a certain hallmark towards a mental discipline. You see, it is harder to inflict one's will upon a target when the eyes are shrouded like that. Though the man is a dominating master, to some extent, I would say, it would be wise to take effective countermeasures of that little pesky talent.
Well, I will have to work on strengthening my willpower then and my resolve. But in the meantime, of course, it would also be nice to have someone on hand who can perform countermeasures on the. Well, given he is an elder, I'm going to have to be a bit more subtle around him. But as long as he doesn't get wise to the fact that anything went wrong, I think we're safe. Something just occurred to me. There was a loose end, wasn't there?
Little bit of one.
When you got through my wormhole, was there another person there who saw us?
There was a Giovanni there, wasn't there?
Yes, I believe there was a near breakdown in communications, as a matter of fact. Weapons were drawn, attitudes were shown.
Yes, I remember. What are we going to do about him? I'm just wondering what his play in all this is, especially considering he's seen the technology.
I don't know much about his attachments to other members of his clan or his positions.
Well,
however,
never trust a fucking Geo.
Well, here's the thing. I have another 8 favors this month, which I have not spent yet. Dr. Ackerman proceeds to pull out a checkbook of his own and write a check for 3 favors. Would 3 favors be enough for you to find out information or find a way to keep that Giovanni from telling Duke Tyson what he saw?
Oh, well, I'm very sure that I can think of something. After all, I wouldn't exactly credit the particular individual with a large amount of mental acumen, he basically tipped his hand as well in his own small way. But I'm sure I can think of a countermeasure or two. My advice with dim, brutal men is to usually dance around the matador a little bit. Make them charge where you want them to charge. But I'm sure we could think of something. As I
Well,
said, effective countermeasures. Effective countermeasures.
well, if there are effective countermeasures, I trust you to use that extra 3 favors to address that issue for me, if you would. Just to take care of what just take care of that loose end, and I think we're good for now. I just want to make sure that nothing gets back to Duke Tyson, that I reveal too much besides his instructions.
Oh, certainly. Now, I will greatly look forward to later business, but I'm certain that you want to get to a safe place, get away from possible prying eyes,
Yeah,
and
I want to get back. My plan is to get back to my haven and either make sure that I stay there for the next while. I should not be away from the haven this long, given where the prince is right now. I will say no more. And Dr. Ekman gives a slight curt nod and bow as he and Annika leave the room. And with that, the scene ends. And I'm trying to get my mouse to work to stop it. There we go.